I'm here again on my way to 2300 and I'll be playing 3 very instructive rapid chess games where I'll be explaining my thought process as best as I can. And without further ado, let's get some games started. Okay, we have a 2251 rated player here. Let's go with the king's pawn opening. Let's see how my opponent responds to this. Okay. Feel like going for some Danish gambit, but doing that at this level is asking for trouble. So let's go with this Scotch gambit. Opponent captures here, and then I develop my bishop here. So for the cost of a pawn, and usually in the Scotch gambit, you get your pawn back. But if opponent tries to hold on to the pawn, for the cost of the pawn, you're going to have massive lead in development, which is just amazing. Yes, this is the main line. And then we capture here. Opponent plays this move, we capture here, and this is all theory. I think then opponent plays this move. They capture here, we castle. Opponent plays this move, we develop, and then play moves like this. Kick this evil knight away. Their evil knight just go away. Stop being an evil piece. Hold on to our piece this way. A move like this is coming, and I think this is all book moves. So we kick the knight away, then we kick the knight again, and if the knight comes back, then we offer our opponent a trade. And my game plan here is to get my pawn here. That's my game plan. Trying to just push my pawn right up to this square. That is the plan. So let's see how opponent handles this. Now we offer my opponent a trade. Opponent accepts, good. If opponent doesn't accept, I think should be happy capturing here. So opponent accepts this trade. I have a plan of just pushing pawn and then pushing pawn. That's one of my plan. This looks good to me. Okay, but if I go here, I lose this pawn. I'm not sure I'm interested in losing that pawn. So let's go here. I'm putting pressure on this pawn. We have pressure on this pawn. So opponent goes here. Where do we go? I feel like going here next. What if opponent push pawn? I feel like going here. If opponent push pawn, that I don't really like. I don't really like that. So where am I going? If I go here, I'll just lose this pawn. So I think a move like this is just forced. Just trying to get my bishop here without losing this pawn. I'm not really interested in losing this pawn. My plan is to push this pawn forward. Okay, now the opponent plays this move. I'm just going to push my pawn forward here. Let the pawn move forward. Opponent captures, good. Opponent is likely not going to capture. But if opponent doesn't capture, I'm looking at playing a move like this. I'm probably going here. Okay, the problem is that if I play a move like this, opponent is likely not going to capture my pawn. Opponent is just going to move away. But I think it should not be good for my opponent regardless. But let's see. I'm going to capture here. What if opponent captures here? How do we proceed? Also feel like just developing and keeping this defended. Okay, let's play this move. I'm interested in playing a move like this. Opponent push pawn, I can always capture here. And if I have to, I can play a move like this to hold on to my knight. So I'm looking at playing a move like this. If I capture here, opponent captures this pawn, and maybe a move like this. I don't want to lose this pawn. I think this pawn is a very strong pawn, so I want to hold on to the pawn. At the moment, a move like this comes to mind with ideas of already playing this move. And if I'm able to play this move, then I'm able to just defend the pawn with a bishop. I think I should be good. Also, swinging this rook into the game makes a lot of sense. Swing the rook into the game, allowing me to push this pawn. I'm already happy with my position here, but let's see. Maybe Stockfish is just saying justice. There is nothing there. It is 0-0. But with this pawn landing here, I'm already happy with my position. If opponent push pawn forward, I think I'm looking at going here. I'm just going here, trying to deliver checkmate here. Is my opponent going to be on time? That might be a question. So if opponent push pawn forward and then I go here, opponent is not going to be on time. Maybe opponent push pawn forward. I think I can just ignore and go here, and the opponent is not going to be on time. Because if I play a move like this, then opponent has this move, and they are able to play this move and stop this. So if opponent push pawn and then I go back this way, okay, opponent plays this. Opponent already has to be careful. This is checkmate. That is checkmate. Okay, opponent defends against it like that. And how do we do this? How do we do this? How are we doing this? Okay. I see my opponent playing a move like this. I would like to push my pawn forward here and then play this move. That's something I'm looking at. Opponent would like to use that as an umbrella pawn. For how long? Okay, let's bring this rook into the game. The rook doesn't seem to be doing anything. The moment opponent plays a move like this, I'm going to play this move. And if opponent is not paying attention, a move like this wins the game. I'm looking at playing a move like this. How is my opponent going to defend this pawn? I'm looking at ignoring, just pushing pawn forward. If opponent captures here, that is interfering with the queen. And a move like this is checkmate. So if I play a move like this, there's no easy way for my opponent to defend this. Okay. So after a move like this, if opponent push pawn, we check and move away. And I still have this threat on the board. Okay, I think a move like this is lights out. Let's see. Except I'm missing something. I think that move is lights out. I'm just interfering with the queen's defense of this square. That is exactly what I'm doing. Opponent plays a move like this. We can capture here and we are chilling. Do I have to capture there? Looks like I should. Oh, whoosh. How did I miss that? Opponent queen is trapped. Not really. Did not even think too much before playing that move. Opponent queen has this square. And then I capture here. And the threat of checkmate is still here. Okay, I couldn't capture here. Opponent just traded the queen. What if I go here? Okay, I can go here. For a moment, I was kind of afraid of checkmate. I always block this way. Let's be careful. If I go here, what is opponent going to play? Blocking the check here makes no sense to me. So if I go here, what is my opponent playing? Move like this. I just capture the queen. Capturing here, I capture my opponent's queen. Opponent makes another queen, I just grab. I can capture here. Oh, Alright, let's go away. Maybe if opponent captures here, I can ignore and just play this move. With threat of checkmate here as well. Opponent ever lands a check here, I can play this move. I think I should be fine. Position is so tactical. Position is so tactical. It's crazy. Let's see what my opponent does in this position. What if my opponent captures here and then I capture here? Opponent captures here. The opponent plays this. I was expecting that. I think I can play this move, can't I? And my threat is checkmate here. Opponent captures here, that is checkmate. If opponent tries to defend this checkmate here, that is checkmate. That right there is going to be checkmate. So opponent cannot really play this move. If opponent offers me a queen, I'm going to capture the queen. I think opponent should be looking for the resign button. One thing I just need to keep an eye for is this pawn, but I'm not sure the pawn is going anywhere. If you capture here, the knight is defending this square. This bishop is also defending this square. So everything is hanging in the position, but opponent cannot touch anything in the position. Told you guys already. And go capture here. Check here looks tempting. Or what if I just capture here? Do I have something good? Do I have something better? I go capture here. Check. It looks like opponent should survive after this move. Looks like opponent can survive after that move. Opponent should be losing material. I'm already up 2 points of material. If I capture here, promote to a queen. Opponent captures. I capture again. Promote to a queen. I capture again. Opponent is forced to capture. I capture again. Opponent captures here, I push pawn. Opponent push pawn. Yes, we have to capture. And we should be fine. I think the rising position, I should just be fine there. Alright, what if I just go away? A check here looks good to me. I think a simple move like this should be fine as well. Opponent captures here, I capture here. And this bishop is defending this square. So when the dust settles, I'm up 6 points of material. Maybe I missed some checkmate here, but I think this should be good enough. This should be good enough. Have to be careful. Have to be careful, guys. Want to just pick up that pawn. Pawn is kind of dangerous. If I let it I let it slip, might be dangerous. Can be dangerous. I go here, opponent goes there. What if I go here? Opponent queens, I just capture. Oh that's nice. Looks like at the end of the line, I should lose material. Alright, let's do this instead. You're threatening to capture this, and I'm also threatening to capture this. I'm not interested in giving my opponent my bishop. Let's go grab here. And opponent finally found the resign button. Let's see. Let's see what happened in this game. I played with 86.4% accuracy. Opponent played with 79.5. Looks like I missed checkmate here at some point. Let's see. Did I? Yes, I missed checkmate in 7. Let's see what happened. And I had 2 brilliant moves. That was an amazing game. It was the Scotch Gambit. It was the Scotch Gambit, one of my favorite gambit. I love playing this gambit because at the very best, if your opponent plays some of the best move, you get your pawn back and you just you have massive lead in development. Not completely winning, still playable for everybody. But I like the position I get, and it can get very dangerous for opponent very quickly. This is all book moves. Opponent knows what they are doing in the opening. But that's not good. The engine is frowning at that, but I love to play that move. And my plan is, okay, I was expecting my opponent to push pawn forward, and I really was expecting that move. I was not sure my opponent played this move. Maybe they wanted to put pressure here, but that's inviting me to push pawn forward. The engine wanted me to defend, but I was very interested in pushing pawn forward. Instead of capturing here or pushing pawn forward, opponent decided to move their rook away, trying to put pressure on my pawn. I defended the pawn, and after I moved like this, I saw my opponent's plan, just trying to put up some battery here. I captured here. The engine is frowning. Okay, the engine wanted me to play a move like this and then try to play a move like this, trying to force my opponent to push that pawn forward or do something with the pawn. else, and even if they push the pawn forward, I have threats like this. I think I see why I see why that move is just giving up a lot of my advantage. I decided to hold on to my pawn. That's a very important pawn. And then opponent strike this way. I play this move, the best move, just interfering with the queen's vision of this square. And opponent was not paying attention and they play this move. I know that should be an excellent move. That should be and it is just a brilliant move, not even an excellent move. The problem here is that if my opponent captures here, I just capture here, and that is checkmate, thanks to the evil rook interfering with the queen's defense of this square. If opponent does nothing, I'm capturing here, and that's checkmate. And if opponent captures here, that's checkmate, so opponent cannot capture there. So what else is opponent left with here? Opponent tries, and they play a move like this, which I did not even see. But then I strike with this move again. An amazing move. Trying to force the queen away from the defense of this pawn so I can capture this pawn and try to deliver my checkmate here. Opponent landed this check. I move my king away. The engine is saying justice, move your king here. But I decided to move my king away. Moving the king here feels kind of weird. It looks like, it feels kind of dangerous, but looks like there is nothing there because opponent doesn't really have any useful checks. I actually considered this move, but for some reason I just decided to play this move because I also was not seeing any back rank check that I should worry about. Okay, the engine is suggesting opponent should just sack the queen and just play a move like this. Opponent is holding on to their queen. I just captured here, giving up this knight again. Bro, grab the knight if you will. Grab the knight if you will. Guy cannot touch the knight. Instead, they offer me their rook. And then I captured there, which is bad. I promoted there. Okay, that's not bad. Why is the engine frowning? What should I have promoted to? Why is the engine frowning? What was the best move there? I should have captured here with check. Okay, f6. Should have gone here. Okay, I did not see that. It is checkmate in 6. Checkmate in 7. I did not see it. I just captured, and when the dust settles, I'm up 6 points of material. Opponent tried to create some complications on the board. Opponent wanted me to capture here so they can capture here, but instead I played a move like this. And opponent found a good move, but I just moved my knight away. Okay, the engine wanted. Oh, what am I doing? I just had to capture here, and my bishop is still defending this square. But instead, I was just thinking only my bishop can capture here. And after I captured the pawn, opponent found the resign button. Let's quickly get another game started. Okay, we have a 2251 rated player here. Okay, and the opponent is going with the king's pawn opening. Let's go for the French defense. The French defense it is. Opponent is spoiled for choices. Opponent is going for the advanced variation of the French defense. Let me bring my knight out. Just try to finish my development. Capturing here is a move that I may play very soon. I'm looking at capture. Okay, I'm looking at capturing here next. Then pushing pawn forward. But before I push pawn forward, I think I would like to play a move like this, just to stop my opponent from pushing this pawn forward at the moment. Okay, after opponent plays this move, making sure this is defended. Do I really want to land my knight here? That should be a square for my knight. Should be a square for my knight. But even if I'm able to land my knight here, this pawn is heavily defended. Pawn is well defended, so let's land my knight here. The pawn is well defended, so I'm not seeing a reason to do that. But now, okay, yes. Okay, so, wow. Let's go here. Opponent is saying justice. Chaos is something I want. Wow. Opponent wants a lot of chaos here. I was thinking opponent was just going to fianchetto their bishop and castle, but opponent is saying justice. Chaos is something I want here. So I may end up losing this pawn, which is not a pawn I want to lose. Okay, opponent is not going to castle. Opponent is not going to castle. Okay, move like this comes to mind. Move like this doesn't seem to do much. A move like this loses material. A move like this doesn't really do much as well. So where are we going? Castling here feels all kinds of wrong. Castling here feels really wrong. So what are we doing? Straight out of the opening, opponent has taken me into very deep forest. I play a move like this. Opponent push pawn. I go here. Opponent push pawn. I'm looking at going here. Problem here is my king. My king, my king, my king. Where am I putting my king? Oh, opponent play this weird. Opponent really play this weird. But that is nice. Opponent just catch me. This knight, I should not have kept it there. I should have landed the knight here, even though he's not putting any pressure there. I think I should have just dropped my knight there. So how do I handle this now? Opponent has really gotten me. I'm looking at playing a move like this, trying to trade his bishops if opponent lets me. Okay, opponent plays that move. Let's go here. I'm looking at trading here. I'm putting my knight here. Opponent is not letting that happen. Go back again. My plan is to play this move and try to trade this my light square bishop, which is usually not a very good bishop here. Opponent captures there, which is a move I saw coming from 1,000 miles away. Looks like I'm going to castle on the king side. From the looks of things, I just end up castling on the king side, which looks super dangerous for me. Let's do it. Oh my goodness. Okay, I should be losing my dark square bishop. And maybe losing this pawn. My position is collapsing, guys. Position collapsing. Not sure why I'm walking into this pin. Yes, I'm sure. Maybe land my knight here. Oh, opponent has that move as well. Guys. Position is lost. This is a French defense gone wrong. How do I hold on to this mess? There is no holding on to this mess. Position is lost. The position is just lost. Wow. Wow. I'm just lost. Just lost. Opponent lets me. I want to put my knight here. Just trying to hold on this way. So this bishop can come under fire. That was an opening garbage from me. That was an opening garbage from me. Chess gets hard as you improve. As you are climbing the rating ladder, the chess just becomes something else. Don't mess up a line. You just mess up a line and you're in serious trouble. Just mess up a line and you're in serious trouble. I'm down a pawn, but I can't. I should easily be down 2 pawns. I am currently down a pawn, but I should easily be down 2 pawns. If opponent lets me, I want to defend this pawn next. A move like this also comes to mind. Trying to capture here, which doesn't seem to do much. Maybe I should have gone there earlier. If I had gone here earlier. Oh, that's a knight. Opponent just captures there, and I'm lost. I'm fighting, guys. Position, not what you would wish for. Position is not what you're fighting. I wish I can land some moves like this. Land a move like this. Maybe go here and try to go here. I don't have any of that. I don't have any of that. This pawn, all of these pawns are falling. All of those pawns are falling. A move like this comes to mind. This bishop as well. Bishop might fall as well. But I'm not going to let my opponent capture the bishop. But it's just that these pawns are so soft. Pawns are so soft. It's crazy. I'm looking at playing a move like this with the intentions of capturing here and trying to get this pawn. That's something I'm considering. All right, let's go here. Not sure my opponent played that move. Maybe if opponent moves the knight, I can capture here. Capturing here doesn't make too much sense. Going here, opponent just captures here. That's under attack. Everything is under attack, and it is crazy. I wish I could capture here. I wish I have a knight here that can just capture here and let my queen infiltrate. But when capturing here with the knight and infiltrating, just doesn't seem to do well. Wow. Wow. Captured my queen, opponent has this check. Yeah, with my king, opponent has this check. If I capture this way, opponent can capture here. That's a fork. I can go capture here with check. My queen is under attack. I can go capture there with check, but my queen is going to be under attack. Okay. If I capture here, can I just counter sacrifice? Opponent can just go here then. Looks like I have to capture with my queen. Opponent has this move, which is just a fork. Position is so sad. I can land a check here. Opponent can move closer and there's no way for me to move my queen and defend. No way for me to defend with my queen. Sad part again is that I'm not seeing a very good square for my queen. Let's go here. Opponent is going to capture here. I'm looking at just going here. So I'm down 2 pawns now. I'm down 2 points of material. 2 points of material. Move like this. Now he's hitting my queen immediately. It looks like my opponent is going to play this move immediately. I'm looking at infiltrating here, which is not working. Not working. Actually calculated it and decided to go for it, but it's not working. I really would love to just go here, try to land check here. I don't have that check. Let's go here regardless. I'm just trying to create a mess on the board. I should be resigning, but I'm not resigning. Going to create a mess on. Mess is not going to be messy enough. Mess I'm creating is not going to be messy enough. I have this brilliant move. Threatening checkmate. Opponent goes here. Check here. Opponent goes here. This knight. That knight is being a very good piece. That knight is being a very good piece. I'm looking at sacking here. Opponent captures a check here. Check here. I'm looking for all kinds of perpetual checks. So my next idea now is just to sack here. Does it work? I myself, I'm not buying it. I am not buying it. But it looks kind of dangerous. But aside from looking dangerous, doesn't seem to do much. Okay, what if I go sack here? Opponent is likely going to capture here. I'm looking at sacking here. If opponent captures here immediately, which also works, I can capture here. Threatening to go here. Check. Guys, let's sack. Let's just play a move. Let's sack. Opponent captures here. I'm tempted to just opponent can even land a check here. Crazy stuff. Wow, I should be resigning. I really should be resigning. Let's resign. That is GG. That right there is GG's. Let's see what happened in this game. Wow, I just got destroyed from the opening. I misplayed the opening. I'm not sure my opponent played the opening very well, but opponent just took me into very deep forest, and I just was not sure what was going on in the opening phase of the game. Let's see what happened. Okay, I played with 75.7% accuracy. Opponent played with 84.4. From the graph, you can see straight from the opening, I was just in trouble. Just straight from the opening, it was already +3 for my opponent. Let's see what happened in the game. It was a French defense, but before we know it, the French defense turned into something very unusual. Maybe my opponent is going for a kind of system they usually play. Okay, yes, I should have just played this, but I played this move. I think my mistake was, yes, that was one of my mistake. Okay, rerouting the knight here. Maybe it's a move, trying to target this square. And after this move, I thought my opponent was just going to play a simple move and castle. So I played a move like this. And immediately my opponent is saying, justice, I'm not castling. And there is problem here. Opponent is threatening to capture here. If I castle, opponent captures here, and this pawn becomes a soft target. And maybe opponent doesn't castle and just try to go crazy with the pawns on this part of the board. That was my fear. So I decided to play a move like this. And then I played, okay, the engine wanted me to play this move. Maybe a more active move. If opponent captures here, we just go capture here. And my plan here is just to play a move like this, trying to pin this bishop. And if I was able to get rid of this bishop, I can castle without worrying too much. But looks like my opponent saw my plan coming. Opponent was avoiding it. I went back, just trying to go there. Now opponent captures there. Now I have a double pawns. Okay, the engine wanted me to capture here first. But I don't think it's going to make any difference because at the end of the day, I'm still going to capture here. Okay, maybe it's going to make a difference because this even knight won't infiltrate into my position and because it becomes a full-time menace. Wow. Opponent played this amazingly well. I was holding on to my pawn and opponent had opportunity to capture this pawn, capture pawns, but opponent is just keeping it slow and steady. But after the sacrifice, the position is equal now. I had to capture here. I had to go capture here. I saw this move, but I thought my opponent can play a move like this. And I was asking myself, how am I defending? Oh my goodness. Is it that I sack here? Then capture here. Don't tell me that's the full continuation. When opponent captures here, I capture. Don't tell me that's the continuation. Let's see. Going to be crazy, guys. Okay, that's not the continuation. It is d7. Okay, queen to c8. I have to play queen to c8. What if my opponent just captures here? Which is, I saw my opponent capturing here. And I'll be down 4 points of material. This is some stockfish line. Ouch. Not really 4 points of material. Opponent can capture here. I capture here. I did not even calculate this. I think I was just in panic mode. Because opponent, I knew straight out of the opening, opponent had a better position. I had to just play this move and I'll be picking up this knight on the next move. And I have the bishop pair. This bishop is not a very good bishop. I have the bishop pair. The position is still not going to be the easiest position for me to play. But instead of doing that, instead of going there, I just played a move like this. And the position is still in the balance. Okay, I should have captured my queen. Makes sense. And after I move like this, I was just completely lost. Okay, not completely lost, but then I think maybe I overestimated my opponent's position here because I sacked. The engine wanted me to capture here. I really calculated this move, but I just did not go for it. If opponent captures here, I saw my opponent's king was running. I saw the king is running. How do I proceed here? This is the reason, and the engine is saying this is equal. G4. I have to go bishop to G4. Isn't this? That's not bishop to G4. Oh, bishop to G4 like this. Guys, I did not see any of this. I did not see any of this. I was looking at sacking here, but I saw the king escaping and I did not see bishop to G4. But I played G4, bishop to G4 immediately. And after the sacrifice, opponent found this check. Easy check to find. Opponent find another check and opponent finally captures here. I went here. Opponent found a check here and I found the resign button. Alright, we have a 2199 rated player here. Let's go with the king's pawn opening. Okay, opponent seems to be going for the pieck defense. On the pieck defense, it is. Maybe opponent plays this move. I think I might just play this move. Okay. Opponent is hitting this pawn. Capturing here comes to mind. Playing a move like this comes to mind. If opponent captures here, I just trade here. And I've succeeded in trading my flank pawn for my opponent's central pawn. Let's go here. I'm also looking at playing a move like this just to make sure when I put my bishop here, I don't have to worry about a knight landing here. So let's go here first. I'm looking at playing this move, but before I play that, let's do this. I just don't want any knight landing here or any evil bishop landing here. So let's go here. A move like this. followed by a move like this and a move like this. Should not be bad. Let's go here. Looks like opponent is a route 10 as well. Opponent, this is some untesting. All right, let's go here. Opponent might not be interested in castling. Crazy stuff. Wow. You need to start breaking open the center of the board. Since it's appearing like opponent might not castle. How do I break open the center? I'm looking at going here and here. So the moment I go here, what is my opponent going to play? If opponent captures here, I capture here. So the moment I go here, I'm looking at just going here as well. Opponent push pawn, we can capture. I just want to blow open the center of the board. From the looks of things, looks like my opponent is not interested in castling. And if you are not going to castle, be my guest. You are not castling, be my guest. Alright, let's swing this rook over here. If I push this pawn, opponent push pawn. If I capture here, okay, I wanted to play this move. Let's go here. I'm preparing that move. And once my opponent succeeded in pushing all the pawns in front of their king side or on one part of the board, good luck to my opponent castling. I like to play this move. Doesn't seem to do well for me. So let's go here. If opponent captures here, I do not have an issue capturing here. I think I'm just going to capture here. The position looks like a position that is about to get locked. And in locked positions, the bishop is usually a menace. The knights are usually a menace. If I go here now, opponent just captures here. So I think I want to capture here first. All right, can't we go here? I think we can. We can't go here. Trying to put pressure here, although there is no pressure. I just dropped the pawn here. Did I? Yes, I just did. I just dropped the pawn here. Okay, an opponent is playing this move. And the idea behind the move is straightforward. Capture here. That is the idea behind my opponent's move. And I think we may want to stay away from that. Let's stay away from that. So if opponent captures here, I'm just going to capture here. And I'm chilling. Okay, opponent doesn't capture this pawn. I think I'm interested in playing this move. Just to connect my rooks. A move like this comes to my mind as well. So this is like a move I'm looking at playing as well. Just trying to pile up on this pawn. We are already attacking the pawn this way. I'm looking at adding another piece to the attack. Also now I can swing my rook over here. Opponent's king is very unsafe. My king looks safe, but we have to watch out. We just have to watch out. My king looks safe. Let's watch out. Okay, let's swing this rook over into this part of the board. Position looks amazing for me. A pawn push here doesn't seem to do much aside from lose a pawn. So how do I put pressure on this pawn again? A move like this is how I do it. But if I do that, opponent just gladly capture and I have nothing. So we do not have that move. We don't have that move. Do we have, can we double up here? Okay, opponent just defends this way. That also looks like a move that makes some sense. Right. I think I'm going to double up on this file. This position is so locked. We need to find a way to maneuver without moving our pieces too far away from the king. Opponent can't castle here because they have moved this. And if opponent castles here, I kind of like that move. A move like this, maybe I should play. Opponent push pawn. Opponent just push pawn. My light square bishop is not a very happy bishop. And if opponent push, do I capture here? Doesn't look good. I think I can play a move like this. Oh, okay, yes, I can. I can play a move like this. If opponent captures, I capture here. What if opponent push pawn? Yes, I can just go here. Hold on to everything. All right, let's go here. If opponent captures here, I capture here. I would like to open up the center of the board. The center of the board is so locked. Center of the board is so locked. A move like this now comes to mind. Just trying to put my knight here. So I don't want to trade that knight, but where am I going? Let's go here. Let's land the knight here. If opponent capture, I capture. And my bishop can use this file. I don't think I'm complaining too much. So I want to land my knight here. How is my opponent stopping that? Maybe opponent can play a move like this. It doesn't really stop that. I'm just going to go here regardless. Oh, that's a full rook, bro. That's a full rook. Give me the evil rook. That's a full rook. I'm looking at going here next. Check. And then a move like this. Did my opponent purposely sack that? Did my opponent purposely sack that? Wow. Crazy. I'm also threatening to just go here, pick up this rook again. So opponent has to capture. Right, let's go here. The threat now is this move. That's a threat. Opponent captures here, I capture here, and this is going to be under attack. But let's say opponent hand this mess. I'm already up the exchange, but the position is so locked. It is crazy. Position is so locked. It is crazy. So how do we proceed here? All right, I think I prefer to play a move like this. My threat is simple. Capture here, and then capture here. That is my threat. If opponent goes capture here, it does nothing. I'm just going to capture here. So opponent cannot really capture here. And if opponent captures here, I'm just going to capture here. This is under attack. This is under attack. Opponent's position is falling apart. Except I make some kind of weird decisive blunder. I should be there is no losing this. Except I make a decisive blunder. This is GG's already. Opponent is giving up material, giving up more material. Not complaining. Let's go here. I could swing my queen here, just making sure my queen is flexible. Opponent cannot really move this knight. That will be a piece. If opponent plays this, I'm looking at going here already. They can't really defend this, or can they? Not really. If opponent captures here, a check here, a check here, okay, a check here, and then I should be able to capture here. A check here, I think opponent has to block here, have to block here. Because if they move up here, a check here, and it's going to be checkmate here. And opponent resigns. And that is GG's. That right there is GG's. Let's quickly see what happened in this game. I played with 84.9% accuracy. Opponent played with 76.2. I was never in serious trouble, but at some point, I think I gave some of my advantage away. But let's quickly see what happened in the game. I started with E4 as usual. Opponent decided to go E6, D6, and before you know it, opponent goes into the peg defense, and the position became weird very, very quickly, and the position got locked. And you guys know I do not really like playing against locked position. But I thought my opponent was going to castle, but my opponent decided to not castle, and my opponent is just going crazy with all of this pawn push. A move that should come back to bite my opponent, but I need to find a way to break open the center and take advantage of it. But there is no easy way to do that. The reason I brought my knight here is to stop my opponent from playing this move, because opponent just want to play this move and just simply break open my king side. I strike in the center of the board. My idea is just to try to break open the center of the board. And yes, the knight in locked positions are usually evil pieces. That's why immediately my opponent plays this move, I gladly capture, and then I capture here. The engine is frowning at that. I just wanted to break open the center. Apparently, that's not the right way to go about it. And the engine wanted me to just push pawn forward here. But what happens there? Maybe opponent captures here, I capture. Opponent captures. Am I not losing a pawn? Maybe I'm losing a pawn, who knows? But the position was really complicated. I just decided to move away from this. The engine wanted me to move here. Instead, the idea behind this, my opponent's last move, is to play a move like this, take advantage of the pin on my king, which is why I just stepped away from the pin. And after that, try to bring my king in the game. Okay, pushing this pawn forward doesn't really make sense. Opponent had to keep the tension. The position was still completely equal, and I made a mistake somewhere. What was my mistake? Okay, that was a mistake. Okay, I think opponent should have captured here. Maybe capture here, and maybe push pawn. I'm not too sure. The position was just it was just very, very complicated, and it was not the kind of position I usually like to play. Moving my knight here is not really good. The engine is frowning at that, but opponent just offered me a rook. Maybe opponent just want to double up here and try to create something here, but you can't double up there. And I gladly captured the rook. And after the trade, I brought my other knight into the game. The engine is saying, Justice, what are you doing? Brought the other rook into the game, and at this point, position was just completely winning for me, and I know the position was completely winning for me. Opponent sacked the rook again. I captured here. Position completely lost. I tried to roll my queen here, which is the idea behind my last move. The engine is suggesting I just put my piece here, which also makes some sense. And the opponent strike my pawn. I play this move. If opponent had captured here, my plan is to land a check here, and the opponent has to block this way. Because if they don't block this way, they are forced to play this move. I land a check here, and on the next move, oh, I thought that was checkmate. Not really. Not really. But a move like this forces my opponent to give up the queen, and I should be chilling. And if my opponent had blocked, after this check, if my opponent had blocked this way, we simply have this check. We are just completely winning. If you have made it this far into the video, do not forget to smash that like button and subscribe for more videos like this.